bud.
And your video link is up too on the VC site to our sports network.
Oh, thanks, bud.
So yeah,
At this time, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to ask you to please all rise. Once again, if you would please all rise. Earlier this month, we lost a member of the Pirate family, Robert Bob Long. Bob devoted 29 years of service to Ventura College, serving as a teacher, football coach, tennis coach, dean of students, chief business officer, and in 1985, he was named president of Ventura College. During his time, he established the Ventura College Children's Center, the Guthrie Hall of Business, and the Ventura College Foundation. Please join me now in a moment of silence for Bob Long. Thank you very much. Gentlemen, if you would be so kind as to remove your hats, and at the request of Congress, in order to recognize our veterans, we ask our veterans, whether covered or not, to please salute as we now honor our flag with the playing of our national anthem. This time, the captains will be meeting in the center of the field for the traditional pregame coin toss. Tonight we have an honorary captain, Mr. Gary Anglin. Gary was an All-Western State Conference performer at Ventura College in both football and baseball. He returned to Ventura College as a baseball and football coach and a faculty member.
And a very pleasant good evening, and we welcome you once again to Ventura College football on the VC Sports Network tonight. The Pirates take on the visiting Chaffey College Panthers. Ventura comes in with a record of 3-0, still perfect on the season. The Panthers, meanwhile, come in on the other end of the spectrum, still looking for their first win with a record of no wins against 3 losses. Last week, the Panthers at home took a 31-10 loss against Long Beach City College, while the Pirates continued their winning ways with a 58-37 win at El Camino. The captains are out at midfield for the opening toss. We'll try to get a signal there. Didn't quite pick that up from our referee, Mark Milsom, tonight. So Ventura did win the toss. They have deferred, so the Panthers will go on offense first. Of course, fans of the Chaffey College Panthers and the SCFA in general might recognize the tremendous seasons over the last couple of years that Chaffey College has had. In fact, the Panthers were the winners of the American Championship a season, or I should say 2 seasons ago in 2019, off a perfect season, and it only goes from there. In 2018, Chaffey College won the Western State Bowl in the American Conference with a perfect record that season after an opening loss. Over the 2-season stretch from 2018 to 2019, the Panthers won 20 games in a row, and another game where the result was vacated, but a game that in fact they won. So arguably, Chaffey had won 21 consecutive games. And that, as much as anything, no doubt resulted in the decision to move them back into the National Conference where they joined the Northern Division. So obviously, as you would expect, the sledding gets a little tougher in the National Conference for Chaffey, and they're off to the 0-3 start, but they'll look to turn it around here tonight with about as tough an assignment as you can get in the SCFA, traveling to Ventura to the VC Sportsplex to take on the Pirates, who year after year, as Pirate fans know, have been at the very top of the National Conference. Teams getting set for the opening kick. Norbert Espadron, Cinque Jones waiting deep for the opening kick. We're just moments away on a crisp evening here in Ventura for football. I think Bill Cowher would almost call this football weather. Might still be a little too warm for Bill Cowher, but we're getting close. It's a cool evening, still a little bit of wind. And the opening kick angling toward the near sideline, and the flag comes in. So out of bounds, kicking away from Jones, and it'll be good field position for Chaffey College on the first possession. They'll be led by freshman quarterback Kevin Lukasavage. So they'll move it out to the 35. And the Panthers in the road white jerseys will be working it from left to right here in the first quarter. Meanwhile, the Panthers in their home black uniforms with the orange numbering will be on defense to get things started. So here comes Lukasavage. He'll have Tyon Crook in the backfield. In fact, he'll be flanked by backs with the receivers left and right for the first play from scrimmage. Pirates showing blitz. Lukasavage, straight drop, throws off the back foot, and it's incomplete. He was looking for Charles, Bryson Charles, the intended receiver. Guarded by Daquan Benjamin. Lukasavage a week ago threw for 290 yards and a touchdown in the losing effort against Long Beach City College, but Chaffey was made into an extremely one-dimensional offense to the tune of negative 42 yards net rushing in the loss to the Vikings. And obviously they'll have to hope to do a lot better than that tonight if they hope to move the football consistently against the Pirates, as Crook is hit in the backfield and dropped. That was Anthony Martinez on the stop on Crook. A loss of 1 on the play, and it's now 3rd and 11 for the Panthers. They come in, as you might expect, struggling on 3rd down. 8 of 43 on the season. That's just 18%. And they face a 3rd and long here. Lukasavage sends Espadron in motion as they overload the far side and whistles come in. And this is going to be a play clock violation, delay of game in all likelihood, unless they got the timeout, and it looks like they did. So, able to call the timeout to avert the penalty. First charge timeout for Chaffey. Just underway, opening minute from Ventura. It's Ventura College football on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Third and 11 for the Panthers. Again, dual setbacks, and Espadron in motion again. Lukasavage looks over the defense. Blitz coming. Quick throw to Espadron, looking for a block. He's out to the 40. and forced out of bounds at about the 41. That's a gain of 6, but not enough for a first down. It'll be a 3-and-out for Chaffey on their opening possession, and that'll bring on Anthony Lucero and the punting unit.
7-yard gain on the play. It'll bring up 4th and 4.
Terrell Vaughn, who had a punt return for a touchdown back in week 2 against San Diego Mesa, waits at his own 25-yard line. And this is Meneses out to punt. There has been some rotation in both the position of kicker and punter over the first 3 weeks for the Panthers, and he angles this one out of bounds away from Vaughn at the 30-yard line. That is a kick of 29 yards with no return, and we will see the first appearance of the Pirate offense with 13:25 to go here in the opening quarter. Again, the Pirates coming off an impressive win on the road, 58-37 over El Camino, and you would think that that would mean an offensive explosion, and as is typically the case, it did. But that was only part of the story. The Pirates excelled in all phases of the game, a kick return for a touchdown, 2 defensive touchdowns, and in fact, that as much as anything spelled the difference in the victory over El Camino. A 21-point win and 3 touchdowns coming from defense and special teams. Quick screen to Vaughn. Vaughn, a pickup of a couple. 2-yard gain for Vaughn brings up 2nd down and 8. Angel Rojas Lopez on the stop. Rojas Lopez among the leading tacklers for Chaffey on this young season. Pachot looking to screen again, and this one blown up. This is going to be a loss of a couple. It was Jakari Williams with the hit after Isaiah Isaac made the catch. But Isaac had no chance. He was hit immediately. That's a loss of a couple, and the Pirates are lucky that it was just that. And now it's the Pirates that face their own 3rd and long at 3rd and 10. Working quickly. Pachot with a straight drop. Good protection. Guns it over the middle and completes. Tate for a first down and more into Chaffey territory at the 48. That is a pickup of 22 yards as Pachot gets great protection up front and delivers a strike to Kevin Tate. Kevin Martz eventually brought Tate down, but not before he picked up 22 yards, and the Pirates convert on 3rd and long. Pachot quickly back to the line. Blitz coming again. The protection's good. Looking deep. Just overshot his target. That looked like Vaughn.
Jordan Pachot's pass intended for number 13, Terrell Vaughn, falls incomplete.
In our talk with Steve Mushagian during the week, we mentioned that Vaughn continues to be a touchdown machine. After 3 touchdowns in week 2, he had another one last week in the victory over El Camino. But just 5 catches for 31 yards. And I made the point, asked the question, did they really want to look for an opportunity to get Vaughn involved more vertically downfield? And Steve Mushagian made the point that it wasn't just Vaughn. As looking deep once again, it has a man just broken up. Flags are down on the play. It was right back to Vaughn. And it looked to me like that was Xavier Brayboy on the coverage on Vaughn, and Vaughn had gotten behind him. But Brayboy got a hand back. Meanwhile, there is a flag on the play, so a lot to unpack here. A roughing the passer call is going to give the Pirates 15 yards and a first down to the 33. But that was back-to-back shots to Vaughn, and that goes right to what Steve Mushagian was talking about this week, saying, hey, it's not just Terrell Vaughn. We need to get the outside receivers more involved downfield. We're missing out on some opportunities to put more points on the board. And so you see that early on the very first possession, a couple of shots downfield, and specifically to Vaughn. And on the second one, he had gotten behind the defense. Meanwhile, on the carry, it was Levante Boyd, and he was swallowed up behind the line by Shaq Diatite. And that's a loss of a couple on the carry by Boyd, and now it's 2nd and 12, 11:26 as the clock moves here in the first quarter. Quick throw underneath and a catch for a modest gain. Gain of about 4. Back to Levante Boyd. So Boyd out of the backfield with a 4-yard reception, and it'll be 3rd down and 8 as Noah Villa had the stop for the Panthers. Call it 3rd and a long 7, the Pirates, for their part on 3rd down. Typically, very good, 41% on the season. They've already converted 1 3rd and long here. Pachot still looking now, throws short, and the shoestring catch not made. That looked like Gavin Brasker, the intended target, and the ball underthrown by Pachot, and that in and of itself is a rarity for Pachot, who comes into action tonight completing 72% of his passes. 4th down and decision time early for Steve Mushagian. Still some wind down on the field. It was a very windy afternoon. It has calmed somewhat, but there is definitely still some wind down on the field, and he will send out Arroyo to attempt what would be a 47-yard field goal. This will come from straight away. Snap, placement down, kick away. Enough leg, and it's good. Arroyo pounds it through from 47 yards to give the Pirates an early 3-0 lead. 10:40 to go in the first quarter. You're watching Ventura College football on the VC Sports Network. Pirates strike first on the field goal by Arroyo, and they lead it 3-0. And Arroyo will tee it up, and again Jones and Espadron back deep. Here's the approach and the kick away. Jones backpedaling, and he will let this one go. It'll be a touchback.
Kickoff goes into the end zone for a touchback.
And the Panthers will come out for their second possession. It was a quick 3 and out. And again, we make the point that if you take a look at the numbers for the Panthers this season, one thing that will immediately jump out at you is the struggles in the ground game. Last 2 weeks, the Panthers have placed negative totals in terms of net rushing yards in losses to ELAC and Long Beach City College. And it doesn't get a whole lot easier against the Pirate defense that's playing very well coming into tonight. And you've got to believe that Chaffey will need to establish some kind of ground game if they hope to put up the kind of points that they'll need to hang around in this one. Run on the left side for a gain of a couple, out to the 27. And that was Tyon Crook. Crook didn't play in the game last week against Long Beach City College, but he's back in the lineup tonight. He, along with Nicholas Reed Casey, have been handling most of the duties at running back through the first 3 weeks of the season. For Chaffey College, 2nd down and 8. 4-man rush. Lucas Savage tries to swing out the screen pass looking for Crook, and that one is incomplete. Lucas Savage came into action tonight, completing 48% of his passes over the first 3 weeks, 475 yards, 4 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Once again, the Panthers staring down a 3rd and long. 3rd and 8 as they come out in a bunch formation. Good protection. Lucas Savage completes to Charles. Charles at the 35, stiff arms a man and heads out of bounds. At the 40, that's a gain of 13 yards on the completion to Charles and a 1st down for Chaffey. That's a big 1st down early. to say the least. You can't continually give the ball back to the Pirate offense. That's a recipe for disaster. And again, Chaffey College going to need to control the ball here tonight against a potent Pirate offense. Lucas Savage, inside handoff. Crook trying to drag tacklers, and he has stood up after a gain of a couple. Callaway came out with the ball, but the play had been blown dead. Rubidoux, Jonah Rubidoux, the first to get there for the Pirates. They'll give Crook 3 yards, call it 2nd down and 7. Winding down toward 9 minutes to go here in the opening quarter. Just underway. Happy you've joined us for Pirate football here on SoCalCollegeSports.com and the VC Sports Network. And not surprising at all to see the Panthers are going to take their time between plays. We see a lot of teams in our coverage of the SCFA that want to get to the line quickly, a lot of no-huddle offense. But obviously the Panthers tonight, huge hit, and the flags come in. It was Benjamin who dropped the hammer. And he was able to de-helmet Aaron Miranda. And flags come from everywhere. And we'll no doubt have a look at the replay here and maybe give you a couple of looks. But this was a massive hit from Benjamin. And, I have it just in fast motion as I watched. But it looked to me initially like that was a lot of shoulder from Benjamin. I didn't see, anything particularly egregious in terms of leading with the head or something like that. But it was a massive collision. And perhaps unsurprisingly, it's going to bring the penalty. Amazingly, Miranda also gets credit for the catch. And what a sensational effort by that young man to hold on to that football and take just a huge hit from Benjamin. So the completion and then the penalty will move it all the way to the Pirate 30-yard line. The call was targeting on Benjamin. That's a personal foul, so 15 yards will move it to the 30. The crowd doesn't like it. Again, I only had the ability to see it once in regular speed, play action. And this one juggled and dropped on the far side. 2nd and 10 upcoming. The pass intended for Gabriel Zarate. So Zarate can't find the handle. It'll be 2nd down and 10. But might take a look at that play again. We'll try to look back on some of the big plays in the first half at halftime. It'll be interesting to get a look there at that hit from Benjamin. That was a big hit, but looked well-timed and looked like Benjamin really led with the shoulder, but draws the flag. 2nd down and 10. Upcoming for the Panthers with receivers left and right. Lucas Savage looking right, throwing right, and it's incomplete. He was looking for Cinquay Jones. Cam Williams had the coverage. And quickly now it's 3rd and 10 for Chaffey. After the Miranda catch and penalty took it to the 30. Well, where Ventura has quite the luxury with kicker Alberto Arroyo, Chaffey doesn't quite have the same luxury. Their kickers, Miguel Lopez Rodriguez, Jacob Meneses, a combined 2 of 3. But the long on the season, 41 yards. So you would think they'll need to pick up some more yardage here. Right now, it would be a 47-yard kick from this spot on the field. And a false start penalty will back them up even more. Take it back to the 35, where it will be 3rd down and 15.
Balls at the Pirate 35, 3rd and 15 for the Panthers.
And Chaffey will overload the far side on 3rd and 15. 4-man rush for the Pirates. They look for the screen pass. Crook has the catch. And he falls forward to the 27, a gain of about 8 yards. It will bring up a 4th down and 7, and a decision for Coach Hadaway and Chaffey College. Rob Hadaway, who came to Chaffey in 1996, and we talked about the success, particularly of late in the American Conference, as they make the transition back to the National. This isn't the first time here for Chaffey. They were playing in the National Central back in 2017. They're going to go for it on 4th and 7. Blitz coming, and the throw incomplete. Good pressure from the Pirates up front, as Darian Lee was the intended target, but he was not able to get his head around as the Pirate blitz was able to upset the timing, and Lucas Savage just had to get rid of it. So Chaffey comes up empty on 4th down, and the Pirates will take over at their own 27. 7:23 to go here in the first quarter, and Ventura leads it 3-0. Peugeot will come out with 4 wide receivers. And good running room on the right side. First down yardage, it would appear. That's James Miles getting the carry. We didn't see Miles in our coverage back in week 2, but he's back in the lineup here tonight. And his first carry is a good one. A pickup of just shy of 10 yards. It's going to be 2nd and inches for Ventura. Not quite enough for Miles, the son of Booby Miles of Friday Night Lights fame. For those familiar with the book, movie, and or TV show. It's made it to just about every venue. Peugeot under pressure, able to spin away and get it out to Vaughn. Vaughn slips a tackle at the 40, but he's dragged down from behind at the 43. That's a gain of 5 yards, but what a play by Peugeot to get away from pressure and then find Vaughn, and Vaughn able to pick his way forward for a gain of about 5 yards. So that was almost a loss, and instead, Peugeot and Vaughn turned it into 5 yards and a first down. With the presence of mind of Jordan Peugeot, you have got to be impressed. And we asked Steve Mushagian specifically about Jordan Peugeot as we got ready for our game this week and talked about what impressed him the most and what could be more appropriate than that last play. And Steve Mushagian talked about how Peugeot just has a calm about him. The game really seems to slow down for him. And he seldom seems to be rushed or panicked out there. Really just an incredibly smart player and a hard-working player, the son of a coach, and just has the ability to really suck up the game and pick up the game plan and know what he wants to do and where he wants to go with the football. Back to Miles, sweeping to the left, and another big hit. Miles met by Amani Bishop, but not before. Miles picks up about 4 yards. There was a penalty while we were talking about Peugeot and the poise that he brings to the table. So after the 4-yard carry by Miles, it's 2nd down and 11 at the 42. Straight drop for Peugeot, quick throw, complete. Out near midfield as he finds Chris Atkins. Atkins with his first catch tonight. Ronald McFoy eventually forces Atkins out of bounds. After a gain of 6, it'll bring up 3rd down and 5. And Atkins among the winners of the Pasher Realty McDonald's Player of the Week for Ventura College. Kick return for a touchdown to get things started in the victory over El Camino a week ago. 3rd down and 5. Peugeot guns it on the right side and completes. Gets it just around Shakari Williams. Tate with the reception. It's his 2nd tonight. At the 44 of Chaffey, that is a pickup of 8 yards and a first down for the Pirates. 4:44 as the clock continues to move here in the first quarter. This Pirate drive started back at their own 27 after Chaffey turned it over on downs. Peugeot flanked by setbacks as the snap play action. Steps up in the pocket, guns it on the far side, and completes. Terrell Vaughn. Vaughn out of bounds at the 20. That's a 24-yard gain as Vaughn got a step on Almani Bishop. But that was all about a great pocket for Peugeot, who stepped up and delivered a strike to Terrell Vaughn on that far sideline. Chuck Wick able to drag a tackler down to the 16-yard line.
Stop on the play made by number 3, Xavier Breakaway. 5-yard gain to the 15-yard line, 2nd and 5.
So the 5-yard gain leaves a 2nd and 5 for Ventura as they are quickly back to the line. Peugeot with 3 wide receivers to the left. Looking right on the slant, completes inside the 5-yard line down to the 4. Kevin Tate with his 3rd catch here in the first quarter. An 11-yard gain for Tate makes it 1st and goal for Ventura, as the Pirate offense has it dialed in. Wick with the play action. It looked like Peugeot actually on the keeper.
Ball carried by number 12, Jordan Peugeot.
Well executed. They fooled me.
Down by number 57, Joseph Vidavale.
Joseph Fidelale on the stop, as Peugeot, who had a rushing touchdown a week ago, picks up a yard. 2nd and goal from the 3, and now the Pirates will slow it down somewhat. Tate solo to the right, 2 receivers to the left. Wick gets the call, lowers the shoulder, trying to push the pile, and now he is pushed back. That's a gain of a yard. It'll bring up 3rd down and goal at the 2. Shaq Diakite with the stop on Wick. They'll give Wick a gain of a couple, and we'll call it 3rd and 1 from the 1. Peugeot working from the shotgun. Vaughn in motion. Peugeot on a designed roll to the left. Wide open and a touchdown. They sent Vaughn in motion, and they didn't pick up Vaughn coming out of the backfield. We'll show you the replay, but this is well designed, as Vaughn is the man in motion coming from the far side, and nobody finds him. And he ends up wide open in the end zone. Easy pitch and catch for Peugeot and Vaughn. For Peugeot, it's his 10th touchdown pass on the season. And for Terrell Vaughn, his 5th touchdown reception. Arroyo puts it through. 2:21 to go here in the first period. And Ventura on top, 10-0. It's Ventura College football on the VC Sports Network.
Extra point is good. The face mask penalty will be marked off on the kickoff. To receive the kickoff for the Panthers, number 1, Syndicated Jones, is at number 80.
There was a penalty on the extra point, so the extra point was good. It was against Chaffey, so they will mark it off on the kickoff, and the Pirates will tee it up from midfield. So expect Chaffey to start at the 25, if I had to guess. 11 plays, 73 yards, and 5 minutes and 2 seconds on the Pirates scoring drive that sees them push their lead to 10-0 here in the first quarter. So Jones and Espradon back deep, but Arroyo should be able to power this through with no problem, and he does. And I think he put it through the uprights. Hard to tell from this angle, but I think Arroyo hit from about 60 off the tee. Panthers will have the football, 1st and 10 from their own 25. 2:21 to go. Here in the opening quarter, the Pirates with scores on each of their first 2 drives. A field goal and a touchdown, and they lead at 10-0. So let's see what Lucas Savage and the Panther offense can do. They did manage to get it into Pirate territory on their last drive, getting all the way to the 27 before the drive stalled, and they turned it over on downs. Double tight end set on 1st and 10, and Lucas Savage now is going to take a timeout. That's the second charged timeout here in the first quarter for Chaffey. 2:21 to go in the opening quarter. Ventura with the 10-0 lead.
Have a timeout on the field charge to Chaffey, their first timeout of the first half. Have a correction, that's Chaffey's second timeout of the first half.
Keontae Bradford in the backfield for the Panthers for this drive. To the right of Kevin Lukasavich as Chaffey goes to work. 1st and 10 from their own 25. Pirates come on the blitz. They screen it out. And a modest gain on the play. Espadron with the reception, but he is brought down by Danye Dixon. Not much happening on the play, a gain of a yard. And you see, that's how the Chaffey appears to like to use Norbert Espadron, the leading receiver on the season, coming in with 12 catches. He's got a couple here tonight. But they like to try to get Espadron the ball in space and utilize short passes and try to bolster their run game somewhat that way. As we talked about, statistically, it's been a struggle for Chaffey to run the ball in their first 3 games. They'll try Bradford, cuts it back, and then runs into a wall after a gain of a couple. Boy, they're delivering the hits down there. Callaway among the first to get there, along with Adrian Sirocco. 2-yard gain for Bradford brings up a 3rd down and 7. Chaffey 1 of 3 on 3rd down so far tonight. And again, just 18% on the season and another timeout on the field. And Chaffey going to take another timeout, and with 44 seconds to go in the first quarter, Chaffey's out of timeouts. Third down and 7. And there was a timeout at the start of this series and then another one on 3rd down. So the Panthers somewhat out of sorts, at least here in this first quarter. Hey, look at Chaffey, and you see the record of obviously 0-3, but unsurprisingly for a team that won the championship in the American Conference in 2019, 21 straight wins, essentially, in the American Conference. As you would expect, they're extremely well coached. Even in the 3 losses, they come in with a turnover ratio of +3, so they take care of the football. They're not overly penalized as a team. As Lucas Savage on the scramble tripped up, and he is very near first down yardage, but it looks like he did not get much of a spot. Kyle Standback chased him down. They spot it just inside the 35. That's easily a half a yard shy. And Coach Rob Hadaway is not going to elect to gamble here on 4th and inches from his own 35 with less than a minute to go in the first quarter, and he will send out Meneses and the punting unit. But just to finish the point, Chaffey with the +3 turnover ratio. And again, 27 penalties over the first 3 weeks. That is not an especially high number at all in the SCFA. Williams on the return, coming up to take this one at the 40, and he is wrapped up at the 47. A return of 7 yards after a kick of 25 yards by Meneses. It'll be very good field position for the Pirates to start this drive, which will get going with just 21 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. I believe I said Williams, but it was Julian Kelly on the return. Well, we're not sure. We know that Cam Williams plays defense and Julian Kelly plays offense, but we're not sure which one of them might be involved in special teams, so we'll have to live with a little bit of mystery. Pirates keep it on the ground, and another good hole up front. Alex Tilley gets to the Chaffey 45-yard line. That's a gain of 8 yards, and we'll see if the Pirates want to run another play. Down to 12 seconds and counting, and they'll line up. Down to 7 seconds. Pachot looking over the defense. 5 seconds. 4 seconds has the snap. This will be the final play of the first quarter. A completion to Boyd, who circles to his right. He's got some running room. Dragging tacklers inside the 20, down to the 18, and now the ball comes out. It looks like Chaffey might have it. Flags also come in at the end of the play. Boy, Boyd made a great move, and he had a pickup of about 27 yards, but that football came out, and Chaffey came away with it, and then a flag came in late. So let's see what the call is on the flag, but a lot happening on that play. The Pirates lose a big-time scoring chance after Boyd broke free for a 27-yard gain to get it into the red zone, but then coughed it up. That was a great move by Levante Boyd after the catch to find some running room. Boy, he did an awful lot right on that play. But give Chaffey a lot of credit as they chase him down, punch that ball free, and get it back. The only turnover of the game so far, and it's the Pirates who've turned it over. Tack on a penalty against Ventura at the end of the play. So the ball will move to the Chaffey 33, and when we come back to start the second quarter, that's where the Panthers will go back on offense. And it looks like we're just about ready to go. Here come the team. So the explanation took enough time. Okay, and now I'm overhearing the talk. So we'll run one more play. There's no time on the clock, but I would have thought that the quarter could end even with a penalty. But I'm not exactly sure what the call is. They're sending the Chaffey offense and Ventura defense out, presumably to run a play with no time remaining on the clock. And indeed, if the clock is right on the scoreboard, that's what they're going to do. They're going to run a play here with no time left in the first quarter. Lucas Savage screens it outside, juggled and caught. Bradford, I should say, bounces off a tackler, knocked out of bounds at the 41. That's a gain of 8 yards, and a flag comes in late. This might be another penalty against Ventura. We've already seen a couple of 15-yard penalties against Ventura in the first quarter, and this one came in the defensive backfield, and you might see another personal foul coming here as well, as Bradford was hit out of bounds. And is this maybe going to be a late hit or some other personal foul? Let's see what the call is.
After the play.
So it is a personal foul against Ventura, another 15 yards in penalties, as if to underscore the point that Chaffey, for their struggles early in the season, they're not hurting themselves a lot in ways that you might typically see when a team is struggling to get wins. They're taking care of the football. They're not hurting themselves tremendously with penalties. It's Ventura so far with the 3-0 start that has had a little more of a problem with that, including 3 15-yard penalties here in the first quarter. So after the 8-yard gain for Bradford and then a 15-yard penalty tacked on, when we come back to start the second quarter, Chaffey will have a 1st and 10, now with the Ventura 44-yard line. You're watching Ventura College Football on the VC Sports Network. Start of the second quarter from the VC Sportsplex, the campus of Ventura College. You're watching Ventura College football on the VC Sports Network. Chaffey back in Pirate territory. Lucas Savage under pressure, looking deep, and it's incomplete. Charles in the area, but it looked like he and Lucas Savage perhaps not on the same page, as Lucas Savage throws that one well inside of where Charles was running. The incompletion makes it 2nd down and 10. Pirates again able to bring good pressure on Lucas Savage. And at this point, anytime that Lucas Savage has looked to perhaps throw the ball downfield, he's had to deal with considerable pressure pretty much every time. 4-man rush. Back to Charles, complete. The ball comes out, but they're going to say it was down and that the pass, in fact, is incomplete. It looked like Charles had it for a moment, but couldn't hold on. He took a pretty big hit from Russell Henderson, and it might have been the work of Henderson that drove that ball loose, as Charles, again, initially appeared as though he had it, but could not maintain control, and now it's 3rd down and 10. Bradley in the backfield with Lucas Savage. And some movement on the left side of the line, and this is likely to be false start. Henderson again showing blitz. And let's see, because Henderson definitely moved. And this is going to go against Henderson. Okay. Well, you definitely saw Henderson setting up to blitz off the edge. And they're going to say that he's the one who committed the infraction. So that turns it to a more manageable 3rd and 5 from the 39. Blitz coming again. Lucas Savage under pressure, tries to screen it out, and it's incomplete.
Kevin Lucas Savage's pass intended for number 46, Angel Rojas Lopez, falls incomplete.
And that looked like Bradford coming out of the backfield was the intended receiver. And again, the blitz effective for the Pirates. And they were all over that play. In fact, Callaway was right in the area. No chance that play was really going anywhere. And the Pirates with a good call on 3rd and 5, and they thwart the Chaffey drive. And Meneses on to punt. He will angle this one out of bounds on the far side. And they'll spot it at the 14. That's a 30-yard punt. No return. And a long field for the Pirates, who lead it 10-0.
Quality spotted at the 14-yard line, 1st and 10, Ventura.
Pirates set to go from their own 14. Again, 3 wide receivers to the right. They'll keep it on the ground on 1st and 10. A sweep to the far side. Flags are down.
Ball was carried by number 13, Kakar Stewart. Run out of bounds by number 50, Kason Brooks.
Kason Brooks eventually forcing. Was that Terrell Vaughn on the carry? Hard to say. Try to get that number for you. But the holding call against Ventura is going to erase the play. Half the distance will move it back to the 7, where it'll be 1st and 17.
Penalty moves the ball back to the 7-yard line. It'll be 1st and 17.
Peugeot so far tonight, 10 of 12. 109 yards and a touchdown. In some trouble in the backfield. And this play going nowhere.
Number 32, Kakar Stewart.
Stewart on the carry. No chance. And now it'll be 2nd down and 17, as Ezra Alapati was able to wrap him up at the line. Pirates backed up in the shadow of their own goalpost, 2nd down and 17. Peugeot stepping up, has time over the middle, complete, 1st down and more. Brasker working over the middle. A 23-yard gain gives the Pirates a 1st down at their own 30. As Brasker comes more and more into the fold as this season goes on. A couple of touchdowns last week, and he has become a favorite red zone target for Jordan Peugeot. But that time working in his own end and back to Brasker, who makes the catch at the 37, falls forward to the 38. That's an 8-yard gain and a 2nd down and 2. Well, let's see if that gets the Pirates going, as a big play sometimes can. Rojas Lopez with the tackle. 2nd and 2. Screen pass near side. 1st down for Ventura out to the 45.
Jordan Peugeot's pass complete to number 25, Sebastian Malacuso.
That was Sebastian Malacuso with his first catch tonight. Able to move the chains. The Pirates keep on walking forward, but they're going to move them back. Spotted at the 45, a 5-yard gain for Macaluso, a 1st down for the Pirates. And they're quickly back to the line. Now the Panthers going to show blitz. Peugeot with the snap, running right out toward midfield. A gain of 5. Derek West with his first carry tonight. Gets to the 50, a 5-yard run, makes it 2nd down and 5. And the Pirates, in their customary no huddle, will quickly get back to the line. Again, this drive started back at their own 14, but the big play to Brasker helped get things going, and now they're on the move. Complete over the middle once again. Macaluso with another catch. Down to the 34. 16 yards for Sebastian Macaluso. Peugeot continues to spread it around. 14 of 16. He came in completing 72% of his passes, and the number's only going up as he continues to pick apart this Panther defense. Play action. Peugeot steps up as he throws. Leaping catch made inside the 10. That was complete to Brady Sturdivant. Sturdivant, who had another touchdown last week with his first catch here tonight, all the way down to the 8-yard line. That's a gain of 26 yards. Now the Pirates have it inside the Chaffey 10. They're at the 8. Running right and brought down in the backfield. That was Julian Kelly on the carry. And Kelly loses a couple. Back to the 10. 2nd and goal for Ventura as Kelly will stay in the game. Receivers left and right. Play action to Kelly. The throw into the end zone, broken up. Jakari Williams on the coverage. There is a flag down. So let's see what the call is here. This could potentially be a big call. 10:55 remaining here in the first half. And they're talking to the Chaffey sideline. So this is going to go against Ventura. An ineligible receiver downfield. And they will decline the penalty and instead take their chances on 3rd and goal from the 10. And I got to tell you, I don't really disagree with that call. I think with this Pirate offense, you got an incompletion. Take your chances here. You get one more play, maybe you could get off the field here with just a field goal attempt. Meanwhile, Peugeot directing traffic. 4-man rush. Stepping up, Peugeot going to tuck it and run. He's at the 5, down to the goal line, in for the touchdown. 10-yard touchdown run for Jordan Peugeot. 86 yards on the drive for the Pirates. Another rushing touchdown for Peugeot, who's now up to 3 rushing touchdowns on the season. So as impressed as you have to be with the work he does with his arm, he shows more of the awareness that we were talking about there. Sees the coverage is there, spots a lane, and works his way in a 10-yard touchdown run. That was a 10-play, 86-yard drive that took 3 minutes and 54 seconds. Extra point from Arroyo is good. Ventura pushes the lead to 17-0, 10:44 to go. Here in the first half, it's Ventura College football on SoCalCollegeSports.com and the VC Sports Network. The approach and the kick away. This will be Espadron from the 8. Out to the 20. Trying to work back to his left, and he's brought down at the 22. A gain, or return, I should say, of 14 yards.
Returned by number 83, Norbert Espadron.
First and 10 for Chaffey from their own 22. We talked about the Pasture Management McDonald's Players of the Week for Ventura in the victory over El Camino a week ago. Already mentioned Chris Atkins on special teams with a 96-yard kick return for a touchdown. On defense, Danye Dixon and Ralph Navarro winning Players of the Week. Dixon a big touchdown return on an interception return early in the second half to push what was then a 7-point lead to 14 points. And that was a huge play. Quick throw from Lucas Savage, complete. And a gain of about 4. Back to Espadron, bringing up second down and 6. The Pasture Management McDonald's Players of the Week on offense, Jordan Pachot. And on the prep team, defensive back Andrew Allen and Connell Ferguson. So congratulations to those players, again, for winning the Pasture Management McDonald's Players of the Week in the victory over El Camino a week ago. Another flag down. And this, again, is going to go against Ventura. And the Pirates, obviously, you have to be very pleased with a 17-0 lead here early in the second quarter. And they have been solid in all phases of the game. The offense has been outstanding. 3 scoring drives and another one that looked for all the world as though it was going to be a scoring drive, but a fumble in the red zone thwarted that drive. And on defense, despite the penalties, no points on the board for Chaffey, so the defense has held. But the penalty number, and we'll get the specific number for you, but it continues to grow, both in terms of total number of penalties and the yards. And the Pirates are helping Chaffey somewhat in that regard, if nothing else. The pass over the middle, incomplete, looking for Yakeem Allah. Underthrown by Lucas Savage, and it'll bring up second down and 10 with the football resting at the Chaffey 41-yard line. Dixon had the coverage on Allah, and that will make it second down and 10. Now, this has been somewhat what has been the case for Chaffey throughout this season here in the first half. Already more reliant on the passing game as they struggle to run the ball, but Crooks sweeping to the near side with a solid gain. Out to the 48 before he's brought down by Dixon. That's a gain of 7 yards. That'll bring up a third down and 3, and for a team that has been in the negative of net rushing yards in the last 2 weeks, this first half has actually been pretty good on the ground for Chaffey College. 7 yards there for Crook. Makes it 3rd and short, 3rd and 3 from the Chaffey 48-yard line. That gives a lot of options, I should say, for Michael Lukasavage. Should say Kevin Lukasavage. On a designed roll. Throws on the run on the far sideline, and what's the call? Out of bounds. So the pass incomplete. Josiah Fennell was the intended target, but he could not get the feet down. That'll make it 4th down, and we'll see the Panther punting unit again. And it will continue to be Jacob Meneses handling the punting duties here in the first half, as Vaughn again waits for the kick at his own 15-yard line. 9:24 to go here in the first half. Pirates coming after this one, and Meneses gets it away. Low end-over-end kick, and it takes a good kick for the Panthers. This one's going to roll all the way down inside the 10. Still going down to the 4-yard line. That is a punt of 48 yards with no return. So a great job by Jacob Meneses. And he completely flips the field. And the Pirates will start once again from deep in their own territory, though their last drive started from their own 14. And 10 plays later, Jordan Pachot was running it in for a touchdown. They'll spot it at the 5. And we'll see the Pirate offense. 5th drive of the game. For the Pirates, they've had 3 scoring drives and 1 drive that ended with a fumble. They'll start from the 5. Keep it on the ground on 1st down. Miles with the carry, and he is tripped up after a gain of a couple of yards. Dylan Fulmer with the stop. Miles now with 3 carries for 16 yards. Well, I asked about the running back position because we've seen a lot of guys, and Steve Mushagian said it's running back by committee. No question about it. It's a very deep position, a lot of talented backs for the Pirates this season. And when they say running back by committee, they're not kidding. If you look at the box score a week ago against El Camino, 4 different running backs, each with exactly 7 carries. So they're spreading it around. And they're spreading it around pretty much exactly. But when asked about it, Steve Mushagian said, we're just going to go with the hot hand. We got a lot of guys who can really run the ball well. And we're just going to give everybody a look, and week to week, if somebody is getting the job done, they'll continue to see the football. And so far, that's what we've seen this season with guys like Julian Kelly, Chuck Wick, Derek West, Alex Tilley, and others in the fold. Meanwhile, it's Kevin Tate, who's had a big first half for the Pirates, and he makes another big 3rd down reception on 3rd and 10. This one takes it out to the 21-yard line. A 16-yard pickup on 3rd and 10 gives the Pirates a fresh set of downs, and they'll quickly go back to work. Pachot with the quick bubble screen to Vaughn, and Vaughn falls forward to the 24. It's a gain of 3. 2nd down and 7. 7:28 as the clock continues to move here in the first half. Alapati with the stop on Vaughn after the 3-yard gain. Snap to Pachot. Play action, and a rarity there is the pass off target looking for Vaughn. Might have been tipped at the line of scrimmage. Shaq Diakite was in the backfield and in Pachot's face. 3rd down and 7 for the Pirates. Tonight, the Pirates 5 of 6 on 3rd down. They came in up over 40% on the season, and they're even better than that tonight. Make it 6 of 7. On the far side, catch is made. Chris Atkins with his 2nd reception of the first half, and he needed 7 yards, and he got about 7.5 yards. And now they move the chains. They hadn't done it at first, and I think I gave him too much there with 7.5. He needed 7 yards. He got 7 yards in about 2 inches. But Atkins with enough. The Pirates convert another third down. And again, they'll go back to work 1st and 10. Peugeot throwing left, and the pass complete out to the 47-yard line, called the 48. Vaughn with another reception, a gain of 17 yards on the play. The Pirates are on the move. This drive started at their own 5. They've now got it out toward midfield at their own 48. 1st and 10, 6:29 and counting. Wick with the carry, cuts it back on the left side into Panther territory, down to the 46. That's a 6-yard run before Rojas Lopez on the stop. Give Wick 6 yards. 2nd down and 4. We've got a Pirate player down on the far side of the field. That'll stop the clock with 6:18 to go here in the first half. We'll step aside briefly. You're watching Ventura College football on the VC Sports Network.
Ball spotted at the Chaffey 46-yard line, 2nd and 4, Pirates.
2nd and 4 for the Pirates from the Chaffey 46-yard line. Peugeot with the handoff running left, and a gain of perhaps a couple of yards.
Ball carried by number 32, Stewart.
Stewart with the carry. Eduardo Flores eventually able to get the stop. The 2-yard gain makes it, well, they're going to say about 4 yards. They're going to give Stewart a pretty good spot out to the 42. This is very near the first down marker. No movement yet. And it is enough for a first down. So Stewart with a 4-yard run. Another first down for the Pirates, who now have it 1st and 10 at the Chaffey 42. They send 3 wide receivers to the right. Another good drive for this Pirate offense. This one started at their own 5-yard line. They moved it into Chaffey territory, and now whistles before the snap. And delay of game against Ventura. Well, there's something you don't see too often from the Pirates, who, needless to say, excel in terms of precision on offense, but also they tend to move pretty quickly. I almost wonder if there was a problem resetting the play clock or something, because you really almost never see that. Or the Pirates, the struggle to get a play off. A run on the left side and a short gain, perhaps a yard. Wick got to, well, just about the line of scrimmage. So call it 2nd down and 15. Continue to keep an eye on the numbers for Peugeot, who is now 20 of 24 for 230 yards and a touchdown here in the first half. Steps up, good pocket, looking deep, and it's off the hands and incomplete. He wanted Tate.
Jordan Peugeot's pass intended for number 2, Kevin Tate, falls incomplete.
And it looked like Foy had the coverage on Tate. Tate had inside position, and Foy had pretty good coverage, and it looked like Foy might have just gotten a hand in there as Tate had his mitts on it too, but couldn't quite come down with it. So the Pirates take a shot, but come up empty, and now it's 3rd and 15 from their 47. And the Pirates 7 of 8 on 3rd down tonight. Again, a 4-man rush. Peugeot with time, stepping up, guns over the middle, and Tate finds another soft spot in that Panther zone. Brought down at the 31-yard line, a 16-yard gain on 3rd and 15. and the Panthers seem content to rush 4 rather than trying to bring pressure on Peugeot, which would, of course, bring its own risks. But it's giving Peugeot the time, and he is stepping up and really having a big first half as he goes back to Tate on the bubble screen. Tate down to the 21. That's a gain of about 10. No movement yet on the chains. But, boy, it's really pick your poison with Jordan Peugeot. Obviously, with the Pirate offensive line, it's a considerable risk to try and blitz Jordan Peugeot and take the risk of single coverage on the Pirate receivers. But right now, Peugeot is just stepping up, has time to survey the field, and he's just so accurate with his passes, and he is having an enormous first half, even against the Panthers as they drop 7 or 8 into coverage. First and 10 for Ventura from the 16 of Chaffey. Kelly with the handoff straight ahead. Lowers the shoulder as he gets down to the 13-yard line, and it looked like that was actually James Miles on the carry, so let's correct that quickly. As Miles will remain in the game, 2nd down and 7 from the Chaffey 13. Peugeot steps up into the pocket, throws near the goal line, the pass incomplete, overshot his target, looking for Vaughn. So a rare misfire from Peugeot. And another 3rd down for the Pirates. 3rd and 7 from the Chaffey 13. 2:56 remaining here in the first half. Pirates looking for more. They lead at 17-0. Peugeot under pressure, circles right, still directing traffic, now going to head out of bounds. Rojas Lopez able to force Peugeot out of bounds after a gain of perhaps a yard. That'll bring up 4th down and 6 from the 12, and we'll see the Pirate field goal unit. Alberto Arroyo, what a luxury he is for the Pirates. He has already hit from 47 yards. He's now 2 of 2 on the season. Field goal attempts, but if you go back to 2019, Arroyo, the kicker for the Pirates, and he was 21 of 26 on the season. This one will come from 29 yards out, and Arroyo puts it through. A couple of field goals for Alberto Arroyo in the first half. The Pirates start at their own 5-yard line, get it all the way into the Panther red zone, but they'll settle for 3. 2:31 to go here in the first half. Ventura leading Chaffey 20-0. It's Ventura College football on SoCalCollegeSports.com. A 17-play drive for the Pirates as they go 84 yards in 5 minutes and 42 seconds, ending with a 29-yard field goal for Alberto Arroyo. Sinkay Jones brings this one back to the 24-yard line. And with 2:30 to go here in the first half, Panthers will go back on offense looking to get on the board.
20-yard kickoff return. Ball will be spotted at the 25-yard line. 1st and 10, Panthers.
Lucas Savage with the snap. 4-man rush. Pop flies the near side. It's picked off. Pirates with a big turnover here late in the first half, down the near sideline, inside the 10. Looked like Callaway. Indeed, Callaway playing center field. We'll take a look at the replay. And it's Lucas Savage here. Initially good protection. And as he looks deep downfield on the near side, Callaway moving over as Lucas Savage overshoots the target, and Callaway right there in center field. With the interception, that's the first turnover tonight for Chaffey. And late in the first half, now the Pirates with a chance to tack some points on. Each team now with a turnover. And the Pirates have it at the 7-yard line, 1st and 10. They'll keep it on the ground, and trouble here and a big loss.
Carried by number 32,
Fakar Stewart with the carry.
by number 98,
Shaq Diakite able to get into the backfield and wrap up Stewart, who is thrown all the way back outside the 10-yard line. Let's see where they spot this. They'll spot this at the 12. That's a loss of 6. And now it'll be 2nd and goal for Ventura from the 12-yard line. Clock on the move, inside 2 minutes. Read option, and another loss in the backfield. Like they tried to go back to Stewart.
Ball carried by number 32, Fakar Stewart. Brought down in the backfield by number 33.
That was Ezra Alapati. And Alapati with a great read there as Pachot and Stewart tried to run the read option. And Alapati hits and drops Stewart. 3 more yards lost. And what started at the Chaffey 6 has now turned into 3rd and goal from the Chaffey 15. See what Pachot does here. Straight drop, 4-man rush, looking right, throws down near the goal line, catch is made, but it's at about the 2-yard line. Isaiah Isaac with the reception, but a decision for Steve Mushagian as it'll be 4th and goal from the 2. And the Pirates haven't had a whole lot of success running the football here in this first half. This is not a no-doubter here. And Ventura is going to take a timeout with 46 seconds. They'll talk it over. 20-0 Ventura on the VC Sports Network. Fourth and goal for Ventura from the 2. And they will send out Pachot and the Pirate offense and go for it with Tilley in the backfield. Pachot, designed roll to the right, throws back in the end zone, touchdown Pirates. It was Isaiah Isaac with the touchdown catch. Great job by Pachot as you look at the replay. And this is just great patience by Jordan Pachot. He's running out of room as he rolls right near the sideline, but keeps the eyes downfield and eventually finds Isaac at the back of the end zone, delivers a strike, another touchdown pass for Pachot. And Ventura, off the interception by Callaway, takes advantage of the short field. And as Arroyo puts it through, 42 seconds remain here in the first half, and Ventura now leads it 27-0 on the VC Sports Network. Kick away. And it's Jones looking for a lane, spins away from a tackle at the 30, and brought down at the 35. Cinque Jones, who has been exceptional in the return game over the first 3 weeks for Chaffey, with 50-yard returns in both punt returns and kick returns already this season. That time takes it 35 yards out to the 35. And the Pirates have done a pretty good job of keeping him under wraps here in the first half. Maurice Martin run out of bounds near midfield, down to 28 seconds remaining in the first half. It does appear that the extra point was actually wide left on the touchdown for the Pirates on the last drive. So the score is 26-0 in favor of Ventura. Rare miss from Alberto Arroyo, who's already hit a couple of field goals here in the first half. They'll keep it on the ground. Will Chaffey content to head to the locker room? It would appear. Manuel Allen on the carry. Takes it to the Pirate 48, 23 seconds. As it's now 2nd down and 7. We have a timeout on the field. Did Ventura want to take a timeout? Chaffey's out of timeout. So this has to be Ventura electing to take a timeout, and I'm somewhat at a loss as to know what the rationale for that would be, but we don't always know. But the Pirates are quickly back out on the field. Chaffey has it at the Pirate 48. You'd think from this point in the field, if you're Chaffey, little reason not to take a shot. 20, 25, 30 yards, you could think about perhaps trying a field goal. They've got themselves into pretty good field position. Let's see what they elect to do. Nope, Lucas Savage going to keep it on the ground. And Martin hit in the backfield. A loss of a yard.
Ball is carried by number 6, Maurice Martin. Brought down by number 41, Angelo Jewell.
Angelo Jewell with the tackle on Martin, down to 11 seconds. And again, the clock is stopped. And again, the Pirates are going to take a timeout. Well, it's an interesting close to the first half. And the Pirates in control in this one, leading at 26-0. Panthers have had a...
There should be more people coming to get food, too.
And now the Pirates back out on the field
3rd and 9, Chaffey.
for what should be the final play, though Ventura does still have a timeout left, so let's see what happens here on 3rd and 7. Quick pitch, back to Martin. Martin running right, and he slips down. Loss of a couple. Clock moving. And we're under 10 seconds. And the Pirates, it would appear, not going to take another timeout. So that will be the final play of the first half. Halftime from the VC Sportsplex in Ventura with a 26-0 lead over Chaffey. You are watching Ventura College football on the VC Sports Network. Start of the second half from Ventura with the Pirates leading at 26-0 over Chaffey College. Ventura looking to move to 4-0 on the season as they get ready for a major showdown next week when they will be at Saddleback. And we will have that game for you on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Meanwhile, Chaffey coming in with a record of 0-3. And next week they are back at home to take on Southwestern. Ventura won the toss and elected to defer, so they will have it first to start the third quarter. Over 300 yards total offense for the Pirates in the first half. And the time of possession, a big statistic in the first half, over 20 minutes, 25 seconds, time of possession for Ventura in the first half. And Chaffey just under 10 minutes time of possession. For the Pirates, not all great news, though. 8 penalties for 82 yards in the first half. A couple of turnovers as well for Ventura. They came in excelling in turnovers over the first 3 weeks. The Pirates were +5, but they've turned it over a couple of times here in the first half. So no doubt some things for the Pirates to clean up and work on as they continue their 2021 season that right now remains perfect and looks for all the world as though it's going to continue that way tonight with the big lead as they start the third quarter. The return out to the 30-yard line, and that's where the Pirates will go to work to start this second half.
Brought down on the return by number 24, Sire Blakely.
For the Pirates, Pachot in the first half, 24 of 30. 271 yards and 2 touchdowns. We wonder how much longer we'll see him tonight. And indeed, as we start the second half, let's see how much longer, if at all, we see Jordan Pachot. Indeed, the Pirates with an opportunity to really go deep into the bench you would expect before it's all said and done tonight. Big carry on first down into Chaffey territory. It was a good hole on the right side as Kelly gets the call. We do have a flag down. Kelly takes it all the way to the Chaffey 45. That's a run of 25 yards, but let's see if some of it's coming back. We'll see what the call is from referee Mark Milson. Pirates fairly quiet on the ground in the first half. A personal foul call against Chaffey, a face mask call will tack on 15 yards, and the Pirates will immediately be down all the way to the Chaffey 30. I started to make the point, the ground game fairly quiet in the first half for the Pirates. Something of a feather in the cap for Chaffey College. Miles with 25 yards, Pachot with 17 yards. But overall, the Pirates with just 58 yards on the ground in the first half. So they already added substantially to that total on the first carry as Kelly goes for 25 yards. This, a run of a couple of yards on 1st and 10, will make it 2nd down and 8. Excuse me, to the 22 is a gain of 8 yards. So a 2nd down and 2 as Kelly goes to work, gets the call again, angles left. He's got the first down inside the 20, down to the 16. 6 yards for Kelly. So 3 carries, 39 yards for Kelly, along with a 15-yard penalty. And the Pirates now are at the Chaffey 15, 1st and 10 here in the first minute of the second half, trying to tack on more. They already lead at 26-0. Kelly will remain in the backfield for the Pirates. The pass over the middle, complete. Sturtevant with the reception. So Pachot on target with his first pass attempt here in the second half. Brayboy with the stop, a 7-yard gain for Sturtevant. Leaves a 2nd down and 3. Kelly straight up the middle, and he twists his way forward near the first down marker. He's down to the 6. Get Brayboy, Fulmer in the area. Pirates want to work quickly. And now it's 1st and goal as Kelly gets enough for the first down. 1st and goal from the 6. Straight ahead, pushing the pile down to the 3-yard line. That was just shy of the first down. So that was 3rd and short and another 3rd down conversion for the Pirates. And now it'll be 1st and goal from the 2 after the 4-yard run. The Pirates will make a couple of changes down near the goal line. They'll send 2 wide receivers to the right.
First and goal from the 2.
Kelly in the backfield, gets the handoff, slips out of a tackle in the backfield, pushing the pile, in for the touchdown. So the Pirates go to the ground game here early in the second half as Kelly does a lot of the work and gets the touchdown as the Pirates go 70 yards in 2 minutes and 19 seconds and push the lead to 32-0. Well, that might just be a preview of a lot of what you're going to see in the second half as the Pirates will get to work on that ground game. Again, a little quiet in the first half, not a lot happening. But that drive was almost exclusively on the ground. 1 completion from Peugeot, but otherwise it was Julian Kelly, and then Julian Kelly, and then just a little more Julian Kelly. Extra point, up and good. I believe I'm going to hold on there. They haven't adjusted the scoreboard yet. We did see a Royal miss one. So the extra point is good. There was a penalty on Chaffey, which will be declined. And the Pirates will take the result and take a 33-0 lead with 12:41 to go in the third quarter. You're watching Ventura College Football on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Kick away. It's Espadrone from the 10, out to the 25, and he is hit and dropped at the 27.
Kickoff return by number 4, Jalen Brown.
That looked like Jesse Valenzuela.
Return by number 32, Stewart.
Valenzuela, I believe, is number 32. On our roster, we are also seeing the name Fakar Stewart. So apologies on that one, not sure on that. But we have Stewart on the roster and Valenzuela in the live stats. So we'll try to get a final determination on that jersey number for you. Either way, it's a 33-0 lead, and Chaffey with the ball now, and they'll go back to work. They fake to Espadrone, and the quick slant incomplete. Looking for Darian Lee. Lee had his first 3 catches of the season a week ago in the loss to Long Beach. No catches so far tonight, and Lucas Savage has had something of a struggle. He's now 7 of 19, working against a very talented Pirates secondary. 53 yards passing for Lucas Savage, no touchdowns, 1 interception. As the freshman continues to learn on the job, Chaffey, who had so much success over the last couple of seasons. Of course, everybody missed last season, but so many players have moved on from Chaffey and that team that had so much success as Crook gets the carry and appears to have first down yardage out to the 40-yard line. That's good enough to move the chains. A run of 13 yards for Tyon Crook. Angelo Jewell finally got Crook out of bounds. We talked about Chaffey and the team that won 21 straight games in 2018 and 19 and had a number of players move on. And so they start anew, as so many teams do here in 2021, and it's a freshman-laden team as back-to-back recruiting classes come in for so many of these schools. And so a lot of players learning to make the leap as they go here in 2021. Crook with a jump stop in the backfield, and now able to scat his way forward for a gain of about 3. It'll bring up 2nd down and 7. Ralph Navarro with the stop. Navarro, one of the players of the week a week ago in the victory over El Camino. Talked about the linebackers. We've seen a lot of different. Navarro, the stalwart returner from 2019. But we've seen Drew Carter, Adrian Sirocco a bounce back. Chris Lyons last week with a big fumble recovery for a touchdown. helping to lead the way. And the linebacking core has been a real pleasant surprise for the Pirates early in this season. A lot of guys stepping up, a lot of talent in that linebacking core to help solidify this Pirate defense that's off to a very good start in 2021. Lucas Savage incomplete on the pass on the right side. Now it's 3rd down and 7. Chaffey 1 of 7 on 3rd down tonight as they face a 3rd and 7 here from their own 43-yard line. Miranda split out to the left, 3 wide receivers to the right. Pirates showing blitz. Now they'll drop off and rush 4. Lucas Savage setting up the screen for Crook, who's hit and dropped for a loss on the play. That is well read by Adrian Sirocco. Well, we talked about the linebackers moments ago, and there is Sirocco. And he had a huge game when we were here in week 2 in the victory over San Diego Mesa. He was all over the field. And that's a little Adrian Sirocco 101 right there, because that was a great read by Sirocco as Chaffey tried to set up the screen. And Sirocco able to get on that quickly, and no chance for Crook, who was wrapped up for a loss on the play. That'll bring up 4th down, and Chaffey will have to punt it away. High snap, but Meneses has it. Nearly blocked, but he just gets it away. Short kick, but again, it takes a Panther bounce. Inside the 35, and it will roll dead at the 31. That's a punt of 29 yards, and the Pirates will go back to work. 10:21 to go in the 3rd quarter. There is another flag down, so we'll await the result of that flag. Well, we saw a lot of Julian Kelly on the last drive for the Pirates. And I suspect we are going to see a lot of numbers here in this second half for Ventura. An opportunity for both coaches to get some players into the mix. And a quick look at Chaffey as we look at the sidelines. And Chaffey at the near sideline here in their road white jerseys. And it's just a much smaller roster to begin with. I'm looking and I am thinking it's under 50 players here tonight for Chaffey, and so obviously fatigue could be a factor as this game goes on. The Pirates, a much larger roster, at least here tonight. I can't speak to every week for Chaffey as we don't get the opportunity to see them every week, but this is a small roster that made the trip here for the game tonight. And so not as much opportunity for Rob Hadaway as he'll go with a shorter list of players here tonight. Here come the Pirates. First and 10, and Pachot, quick screen. Out to the 35-yard line and twisting forward for a gain of about 4. Look like Macaluso or Ashton Arnold. So Ashton Arnold gets into the scorebook. His first catch tonight, a 4-yard pickup, and a 2nd down and 6. And Arnold, another in an almost comically deep wide receiver squad for the Pirates this season. It just goes on and on with new talent coming in, but players also returning like Mark Farrell that they hope to get involved as this season goes on. Chris Atkins is back, of course, Terrell Vaughn back, but of course the influx of so much new talent coming in as well. We've seen Kevin Tate already have a big first half, Isaiah Isaac, Brady Sturdivant. Sebastian Macaluso and Gavin Brasker. And it goes on from there. That is far from an exhaustive list that I just ran down, but so many receivers here for the Pirates, so many guys to get involved in. Pachot, boy, I'll tell you, does a pretty good job of getting all of them involved in a given night. 3rd and 4, a timeout on the field, 9:34 to go in the 3rd. Ventura with the 33-0 lead on the VC Sports Network.
Ball spot at the 37-yard line, 3rd and 4 for the Pirates.
3rd and 4 for Ventura. 3 wide receivers to the right. Football resting on the Ventura 32-yard line. Pichot with a straight drop, swings it out, and has enough for a first down out to the 43.
Jordan Pichot's pass complete to number 20,
Derek West coming out of the backfield.
Brought down by number 1.
And that was a good grab by West coming out of the backfield. That went a little low, down below the knees, but West with a good athletic play to go down there and get that football. And then forward momentum taking him for a gain of about 7, good enough to move the chains, and another first down, another 3rd down conversion for the Pirates, who have been sensational on 3rd down tonight. Read option, and the ball is loose, and Pichot just has to fall on it. Hard to say. It looked like a mishandling between Pichot and West, and the ball comes out. A loss on the play of 2 brings up a 2nd down and 12. Mentioned Chris Atkins just a moment ago. He is split wide to the right, out on the field, receivers left and right for Pichot on 2nd and 12. 3-man rush, all kinds of time for Pichot, who guns the far side and completes out to the 47-yard line for a gain of 6.
Jordan Pichot's pass complete to number 25,
Sebastian Macaluso with the reception.
made by number 1,
Jakari Williams with the stop. The 5-yard gain leaves a 3rd and 7 for the Pirates. Already down to 8:05 and counting remaining in the 3rd quarter. We saw the Pirates have a 17-play drive earlier. More of a ball control attack. This throw low and incomplete, and the Pirate drive will stall at their own 46.
Jordan Pichot's pass intended for number 25.
He wanted to go back to Macaluso, but the incompletion brings up 4th down and a rare appearance for the Pirate punting unit. In fact, the first punt tonight. This is the first time we're going to see Garth White.
Back in punt formation for Ventura, number 33, Garth White.
And Cinque Jones will retreat deep for Chaffey. Snap to White. As Chaffey will set up for a return, Jones going to let this one bounce. And it'll take a modest Pirate bounce. Well, they're going to actually spot this back at the 24. They're going to say that hit a Pirate player before it came to a full stop. So the Pirates lose out on about 7 or 8 yards, and Chaffey will start at the 24 with 7:46 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. 30-yard kick for White, no return. So Lucas Savage and the Chaffey offense back on. Tyon Crook in the backfield. Savage looking deep on the far side. Good coverage in the pass, incomplete. He was looking for Cinque Jones.
Covering on the play for Ventura, number 31. Defense, number 47.
Flag on the play and a call against Ventura, offsides. So 1st and 5 after the 5-yard penalty. Again, 8 penalties for 82 yards in the first half for the Pirates. If memory serves, that is their first penalty of the second half. Crook horse-collared after a loss on the play of a couple of yards back to the 32. And that looked like Anthony Martinez. First to get there for the Pirates. It's 2nd and 7 after a 2-yard loss. Lucas Savage throwing over the middle off the hands of Allah and incomplete.
Number 7, Jakim Allah, falls incomplete, bringing up 3rd and 7.
3rd and 7
The Pirates, number 50, Kobe
for
Bennett.
Chaffey. Four-man rush. Lucas Savage with time. Throws over the middle. Off the hands of Allah and caught by Cinque Jones at the 45. That's a gain of 18 yards. Oh, it looked like Jones had it. No, they are going to say Jones had it. Okay. Got conflicting calls there for a moment, but Jones made the catch as that one went through the hands of Allah and right to Jones, who was in the right spot at the right time to make the reception. First catch for Jones and an 18-yard gain gives the Panthers a first down at their own 45. Well, the Panthers haven't had a whole lot of breaks tonight, but that was certainly one. And gives them a fresh set of downs to give to Crook, who is tripped up in the backfield. Might have tripped over his own feet, lost a yard. Looked like he was trying to get around Rubidoux, who got into the backfield and lost his footing as he did. So a loss of a yard for Crook makes it 2nd down and 11. Crook came in with 48 yards rushing on the season, averaging just under 3 yards a carry. He's got 24 yards tonight to lead Chaffey. And again, Chaffey through the first 3 weeks had 22 net rushing yards combined. So they have had something of a struggle, and they've done better tonight running the football against this Pirate defense. Lucas Savage spinning away from pressure, steps up, throws, incomplete.
Kevin Lucas Savage's pass intended for number 83, Corbett.
He was looking for Espadron. Couldn't quite squeeze it in. Javon Foy Watkins had the coverage on Espadron. And the Panthers now face a 3rd down and 11. Well, that was a good job by Lucas Savage to get away from the pressure as the Pirates able to collapse the pocket quickly, but Lucas Savage bought himself some time but could not get the ball to Espadron. And now the Panthers face a 3rd and 11 as the Pirates will crowd the line. Let's see if they bring the blitz. Well, they start to drop off. 4-man rush. Lucas Savage stepping up in the pocket. Wants to tuck and run. He's got to slide down after a gain of a couple of yards.
Lost period by number 17, Kevin Lucas Savage.
Well short of the first down. Good coverage by the Pirates in the secondary. Nowhere for Lucas Savage to go with the football. And Chaffey will punt it away from their own 47-yard line as we wind down to 5 minutes to go in the 3rd.
Gain of 3 yards, it'll be 4th and 8. Back in formation, number 49, Jacob Meneses.
So we'll see Meneses.
Deep to receive, number 13, Terrell Vaughn.
This one angled away once again and out of bounds. And the Pirates will take over at their own 29. Quadruple header action here on SoCalCollegeSports.com tonight. We're all over the place. Got Saddleback, Pasadena, Antelope Valley. All in action. Busy night in the SCFA. And of course, you can find all our games on our website, SoCalCollegeSports.com. You can also find all of our games by searching for our YouTube channel, SoCal College Sports 1. Head to our channel, and you'll see the player for all of the games that we cover. And, of course, on YouTube, you can rewatch any of the games in perpetuity, or at least as long as YouTube exists. 6-yard run on first down brings up a 2nd and 4 for the Pirates. And you wonder when we might see Vince Walea on the other quarterbacks. Pichot has been dominating from the outset. The throw over the middle. Catch is made.
Jordan Pichot's pass complete to number 11.
That was Ashton Arnold.
Brought down by number 8, Alexander Rodriguez.
So Arnold with the reception takes it out to the 48. Gives the Pirates a first down. And the Pirates quickly back to the line. Peugeot pass outside, going back to Arnold, and it was dropped. So second down and 10. Peugeot now over 300 yards passing on the night with a couple of touchdowns. Second down and 10 after the incompletion, a rare incompletion. And the Pirates, with the somewhat statistical oddity of 37 pass attempts, yet they're still dominating in time of possession, but that's what happens when so few passes are incomplete. Peugeot dumps it off to Wick. Wick with a little move at the 45. That'll get him about 6 more yards, enough for a first down. 13 yards for Chuck Wick. Miles with the tackle. They'll spot it at the 40. That's good enough for a first down for Ventura. Man in motion, and they'll give it to Wick over his left guard. Absorbs a hit, but keeps the legs churning. Down to the 36, a 4-yard run for Chuck Wick. Makes it second down and 6. And the Pirates simultaneously in the no huddle, but also in no particular hurry. And Peugeot will survey the defense, has the snap, finds Wick out in the flat, all kinds of running room. Hit at the 25 and forced out of bounds at about the 24. That's a 12-yard pickup. Good enough for another first down as Jakari Williams finally forced him out of bounds. But Wick doing it on the ground and through the air. On this drive, the Pirates are on the move. They have it at the Chaffey 24-yard line. 2:23 and counting remaining here in the third quarter. Miles with the carry on the counter. Over his left guard down to the 20, a gain of 4. Second down and 6 for Ventura.
Down by number 45, Matthew Lara. Gain of 4 yards, second and 6.
Snap to Peugeot. They go back to Miles. He is hit and dropped in the backfield.
False carry by number 5, James Miles. Stopped by number 33, Ezra Alapati.
Alapati from his defensive end spot. And Ezra Alapati has had a strong game, and he read that play well, hitting Miles shortly after the exchange, a loss of a yard on the play, and now it's 3rd and 6. But I've been impressed with Ezra Alapati. Peugeot steps up, good pocket, into the end zone, leaping attempt, and it's incomplete. Boy, he had a man right down at the goal line. That was Cam Harvey. And you ought to be able to pick out Cam Harvey pretty quickly, as he's 6'8", and got up there to get after that ball from Peugeot, but couldn't quite bring it down. But Cam Harvey, if the name sounds familiar, his father, former Laker Antonio Harvey. And Cam appears to have inherited the frame somewhat. Had a solid 6'8", but couldn't come down with that football. And it's 4th down, and here comes Arroyo to attempt a field goal of 38 yards, but whistles before the snap. As Arroyo tries to make it 3 field goals tonight. Ventura going to take a timeout, facing a 4th and 7 from their own 21. 1:12 to go in the third quarter. You're watching Ventura College Football on the VC Sports Network. Field goal for Arroyo, up and good. So 3 for 3 tonight on field goals is Alberto Arroyo. Now 4 for 4 on the season, and Ventura pushes the lead to 36-0. I mentioned quickly the very busy schedule on SoCal College Sports. Citrus at Pasadena City College. Of course, we have our game, Chaffey, here at Ventura. We're also at Saddleback College tonight as Saddleback takes on East Los Angeles College. And finally, we're at College of the Canyons tonight as well, as College of the Canyons takes on Palomar. All 4 games can be found by searching for our YouTube channel, SoCal College Sports 1 on YouTube. So check it out. So we'll bring you a lot of the SCFA, not all of it, but we're getting there. Up to 4 games tonight on SoCal College Sports. Happy you've joined us here at Ventura. It's been another impressive performance for the Ventura College Pirates, looking to go to 4-0 on the season. And they are firmly in control here, leading it 36-0 as we await the kickoff with 1:06 remaining in the third quarter. The kick away taken at the goal line, out to the 20, and brought down at the 22. Cinque Jones with a 23-yard return, and Chaffey will go back to work with 1 minute remaining here in the third quarter. And the Panthers still trying to find their way onto the scoreboard. They've had a couple of drives into Pirate territory, but so far, perhaps their best scoring opportunity came back in the first quarter. They got it all the way to the Pirate 27-yard line before they turned it over on downs. But it has been tough to move the football against this Pirate defense. And the Pirates have done a good job of not allowing any kind of big plays from the Panthers that might have brought about more scoring chances. It's taken a real methodical effort for Chaffey to make a move anywhere downfield. And I'm thinking back on this game, but I don't know that I've seen a bigger play than about 15 or 20 yards maybe for Chaffey in this one. They have not been able to break off the kind of big play that would really give them a big opportunity to put some points on the board. Pirates have done a great job of making them earn every yard they've come up with so far here tonight. 5-yard run on first down brings it to 2nd and 5. They keep it, or I should say play action, and they dump it short. And the ball comes out. And I believe they're going to say the ground caused the fumble. That was complete to Gabriel Zarate. But Zarate was tripped up immediately. A gain of a couple of yards will make it 3rd down and 3. That was a great job on the tackle by Dejon Howe to trip up Zarate after just a couple of yards. As that is the final play of the third quarter. We're through 3. Ventura with a 36-0 lead over Chaffey here on SoCalCollegeSports.com.
Ball spotted at the 30-yard line, 3rd and 3.
3rd down and 3 for the Panthers. They will come out in a bunch formation. They are 2 of 10 on 3rd down tonight. Pirates crowding the line. Here they come. Quick pitch, running right, cutting it back in, appears to have a first down. Tyon Crook. Crook able to leap to the 34, a gain of 4, a third down conversion for Chaffey. A fresh set of downs, Cam Williams on the stop. But a nice job by the Panthers executing in the running game on 3rd and short. And a first down. Lucas Savage in the pistol. Double tight end formation. The give straight ahead. It's Crook again. And Crook able to pick his way forward for a gain of about 3. Demetrius Edwards with the stop. Crook now up to 36 yards on 11 carries tonight. That's a season high for him. As Tyon Crook now leads Chaffey in rushing on the season. 2nd down and 7. They send Allah in motion. And again, the Panthers content to try and run the football here. Crook on the carry again, 4 more yards. Brings up a 3rd down and 3. And Chaffey faced a 3rd and 3 moments ago, and we saw them go to Crook as they tried to run it outside and did pick up the 4 yards. Let's see how they elect to proceed on another 3rd and 3. Again, Allah in motion. Back to Crook on the counter. Off tackle on the left side, and he is met and driven back. They'll give him forward momentum and say he got back to the line, but not able to pick up the first down. That will end the drive for Chaffey. We'll see the punting unit, as both teams in this one appear content to try to run the clock. Ventura with the big lead here early in the 4th, leading at 36-0. Meneses on to punt. And the kick away, short kick from Meneses, but it takes a good bounce for Chaffey inside the 30, down to the 25.
Will be down at the Ventura 25-yard line, 1st and 10, Pirates. A 35-yard punt with no return.
.35-yard kick for Meneses. .12:21 to go. And Cam Harvey out on the field now. The Pirates are ready to go. 1st and 10. Vince Willea on at quarterback. Quick screen and the pass complete, but circling to his left. Flags down on the play. But the Pirates with next to no gain on that play. So let's see what the call is on the flag. Willea got the start in the season opener against Moore Park, but that was due to Jordan Pachot missing some practice time with COVID protocol. And so he wasn't able to fully prepare for Moore Park. Pachot still played a majority of the game, but Willea actually got the start. And Willea hasn't seen much action since then, but he gets an opportunity here. Read option, and it's Willea on the keeper. Off tackle on the left side, a gain of about 6, brings up a 2nd down and 4. Rojas Lopez with the stop. As Willea with a 6-yard run brings up a 2nd down and 4. Again, the Pirates take to the road next week. Good hole on the right side. Miles into Chaffey territory down to the 43. That's a run of 11 yards and another first down. James Miles now up to 35 yards on the ground in the game with that carry. As the Pirates continue to spread it around. We've seen Wick, we've seen Kelly, we've seen Miles a lot tonight. Tilley's in the game now. Pass from Walea complete inside the 40 down to the 38-yard line. Olajide with his first catch on the pass from Walea. Brayboy with the stop. 6-yard gain makes it 2nd down and 4 for the Pirates. Started to say the Pirates will be back in action next week. Alex Tilley with a head of steam. Good hard running. Pushes the pile enough for the first down. Down to the 31. That's a 7-yard run for Alex Tilley. Seen a little bit of Tilley in our coverage over the couple weeks, and you really got to like the way he runs the football. That is good hard running from Tilley between the tackles. See if he gets the call again. And he does, off tackle on the right side. And again, moves the pile for a gain of about 3. Winding down toward 10 minutes to go. The Pirates with a big step up next week. They travel down to Mission Viejo to take on Saddleback College. The Bobcats will be a stern test for the Pirates, particularly on the road. That's a long trek for Ventura. Walea looking deep into the end zone, incomplete. Trying to go back to Samson Olajide. 3rd and 7 now for Ventura. We've seen the Pirates with victories over Moore Park, San Diego Mesa, and El Camino. And they're certainly well on their way here tonight to making it 4-0 and a victory over Chaffey. But Saddleback, a perennial playoff powerhouse in the SCFA. And that will be a tough challenge, and we'll get a real sense of where the Pirates are in 2021 for their larger goals that no doubt center around winning the conference, or I should say winning the division title, of course, but making a playoff appearance, potentially a playoff run, getting back perhaps to a state championship game as they did in 2018 when they fell just short against Laney in the championship game. 4th down now for the Pirates, and they'll bring out Arroyo. Quick snap, and Arroyo gets the kick away. And it is up and good. Arroyo from 45 yards, 4 for 4 on field goals tonight, is Alberto Arroyo. And with 9:46 to go in the ball game, Ventura pushes it out to a 39-0 lead here on the VC Sports Network. Jones and Espadron back deep for the Panthers. End over end kick, and it's going to be Jones from the 8. Out to the 20. Picks up a block at the 25, out to the 30 before he is wrapped up and brought down at the 32. 24-yard return. Now a very late flag comes in. Is this going to be on the Pirates? And where are the Pirates in terms of their penalties? Much better in the second half. They had 8 for 82 in the first half. Right now, just 1 penalty for 5 yards in the second half. So they've been a heck of a lot better. Getting themselves back But let's see what the call is here. And you expect this one's going to work against Ventura. Let's see.
After the play, personal foul on the receiving team, number 44.
Nope, this one's against Chaffey. I spoke too soon. So the penalty against Chaffey will back them up from the 32. It's a personal foul, 15-yard penalty. Will take it back to the 17. So you got to give the Pirates an awful lot of credit. After a shaky first half, 8 penalties for 82 yards. They've been a heck of a lot better in the second half. Much more disciplined as they've widened the lead. Crook bouncing off a tackle, and now he's wrapped up at the 21. That's a run of 4 yards. Good hard running from Tyon Crook. Jalen Langkid eventually with the stop.
4-yard gain to the 21-yard line, 2nd and 6.
Chaffey also back in action at home next week. They'll be at Southwestern. Or I should say they'll be home to take on Southwestern. Lukasavich, I should say, hit and drop. That's the first sack tonight. And another very late flag comes in. It's a little after the play curriculars. Guida with the sack. And let's get out and break it up. And now another flag comes in late. And that just continued after the play. That's the first sack tonight for Ventura. And that's a little bit of a surprise when you look at the statistics so far in the season. Chaffey has had an awful lot of trouble protecting their quarterback this season, allowing 15 sacks over the first 3 games. But they've done a pretty good job tonight. Again, that's the first sack for Ventura. The Pirates have succeeded in bringing some pressure, especially at key moments on big third downs. They've been able to go to the blitz and upset timing and overall limit the Panther passing game. But that's the first sack allowed. So give the Panther offensive line some credit. They've done a pretty good job tonight protecting the quarterback until that play. There, Lukasavich goes down for a loss on the play. It'll be 3rd and long, but let's see what the penalty is. And I would not be surprised if this also resulted in an ejection on one or both sides. But we'll have to see what the call is with that. But there were definitely some after-the-play fisticuffs on that one. And they continued at it. It's gotten a little chippy down there. I think some frustration certainly on that. And sometimes you see that as well with some of the Pirate players who are getting an opportunity after being part of this team and really being part of the day-to-day practice on this team. And they're getting themselves into the game and getting an opportunity to get out there. And in the age-old football vernacular, they're getting an opportunity to hit somebody. And so you sometimes see that as well with players with some pent-up excitement and aggression out there, getting out there to play. Let's see what the call is from Mark Milsom.
Number 95, Ventura. Unsportsmanlike. 53, Chaffey. Those off penalties will offset. Those are the first on.
So, personal fouls on all sides. Now that should ordinarily erase the result of the play, but I think these are going to be after the play had concluded, so we won't see any yardage assessed, but the play should count. It should be 3rd down. Indeed, the football is still at the 14-yard line, which would indicate that they are going to count the result of the play, which was the sack. But we haven't updated the scoreboard yet. We're under 9 minutes to go in the ball game. And Ventura leading this one 39-0. Right now, it would be 3rd down and 13 after the 7-yard loss on the sack. I think we're still trying to sort out just what the situation is. They haven't updated the scoreboard yet. And we'll see.
3rd and 13, the ball's at the 14-yard line of Chaffey.
And Lukasavich ready. Pirates will rush forward, designed roll to the left. Lukasavich looking, throws on the far sideline. The pass is caught at the 23. Fennell with a nice reception on the far side, getting the feet down. It's short of first down yardage. It's a gain of 9, and it brings up a 4th down and 4. And we will see the punting unit again for Chaffey College. And Ventura now will attempt to run a little more time off the clock. Well, this has some similarities to a game a week ago where Long Beach City College really dominated the action against Chaffey, but the final score was just 31-10. And I think you got to give the Panthers a lot of credit in that one for great job defensively to keep the team in the game. And they have definitely had an element of bend, don't break tonight against the Pirates, who have moved the football up and down the field. But to this point, show a fairly pedestrian number for the Pirates in terms of points at 39 for those that follow Ventura College football. That is hardly an eye-popping number for the Pirates in terms of points on the board. So, again, if you're looking for silver linings, I think this Panther defense has done a pretty good job of at least somewhat limiting the Pirates' ability, if nothing else, to score a lot of touchdowns. They've held them to 4 field goals. One of the touchdowns that they did allow was on a very short field after the interception by Travis Callaway that set up the Pirates inside the 10. And for the Pirates, it's been another very solid workmanlike performance. They picked up the running game here in the second half. Pachot was beyond lights out throwing the football tonight. This one off the side of the foot, a short kick, and the Pirates are going to have a very short field with 8:01 to go. But the storyline tonight, if nothing else, was the scintillating performance of Jordan Pachot. 31 of 40, 326 yards, and 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. He also threw in a touchdown rushing, so Pachot really doing it all. And that was the difference tonight. The Panthers seemed content not to go after Pachot, not to bring a lot of blitzing to try and force Pachot to get rid of the ball quickly. And Pachot was very calm, cool, and collected in the pocket, and he quite simply picked apart this Panther defense to the tune of nearly 80% and 320-odd yards. They'll keep it on the ground on first down and a pickup of perhaps a yard for the Pirates, who obviously will be content to try and run out the clock. Jesse Valenzuela with the carry. Valenzuela, another back that they're very excited about, are the Pirates. Another bounce back with a lot of talent. And Valenzuela hadn't really been in the fold in the first couple of weeks, but got in last week with his first 4 carries of the season. And they're excited about what Valenzuela can bring along with Kelly, along with Wick, along with Miles. And it goes on from there. Derek West, Alex Tilley. Very crowded backfield. Timeout on the field as they look at an injured Panther player. You are watching Ventura College football on SoCalCollegeSports.com and the VC Sports Network. Second down and 9 for the Pirates. And back to Valenzuela, sweeping to the right with a lane. Valenzuela turns on the Jets. He's gone. 34 yards and a Pirate touchdown. Well, I said they were excited about Jesse Valenzuela. There might just be a look at the reason why. That is some kind of breakaway speed. He gets a lane on the right side and forget about it. I can tell you right now, when this guy turns the corner, if he gets into the secondary, you're not catching him. That did not take long. And Valenzuela goes 34 yards for a Pirate touchdown. The extra point is up and good. And the Pirates up over the 40 mark. And they now lead it 46-0. 7:30. Deep kick off the hands of Jones and into the backfield. And is this a live football? The Pirates have fallen on it, and they have. It's a touchdown. Well, I'm not sure, and we'll look at this replay, but I'm not entirely sure what Cinque Jones was thinking in that situation. He takes that ball, and it bounces off his hands and goes into the end zone, and that's a live football. But Jones never really made a move, and you have to assume that Jones was under the impression that either that ball was no longer live or perhaps another player for Chaffey was going to get onto the ball. But the Pirates continue to hustle, and they fall on it in the end zone, and that's a touchdown. And I'm sure we took a look at the replay there, but when you see that one, it was clearly out at about the 1 or 2 yard line where Jones made contact with that football, and it bounced off his hands, and it was clear from the body language that that was a mental error on the part of the Panthers, and the thought was that football was no longer live, clearly. And the Pirates, to their credit, knew that it was. And they got on that football and fell on it in the end zone, and it's a Pirate touchdown. Well, moments ago I said the Pirates had a number that was not particularly extraordinary for them with 39 points on the board, but the run by Valenzuela for a touchdown, and now a rather odd play on the kickoff, and the Pirates fall on it in the end zone, and now it's 53 on the board. And the Pirates with a 53-0 lead, still 7:24 to go. And for the Panthers, a disappointing evening here at the VC Sportsplex. A tough assignment for this team that was the class of the American Conference in 2019 for 2 years running. Just an exceptional team. More flags on the field. We're going to see another personal foul. But they are having some growing pains here in 2021, moving into the National Conference and reestablishing themselves at this level. Again, they were in the Central Division of the National Conference as recently as 2017, but a brief 2-year stint in the American Conference and a dominating 2-year run for Chaffey, and now they're back in the National, but trying to readjust to the play at the higher level here, and you don't get a whole lot higher than the level of coming here to Ventura to take on the Pirates, one of the teams that's in the running at the very top of the National Conference year after year. And this is a tough assignment, and the Panthers are having their struggles here tonight. So the penalty will be assessed on the kickoff. And Chaffey with 7:15 to go, and going to try and see if they can at least get themselves on the board. And another flag, and this one's over on the Pirate sideline, and that's a little bit of a head-scratcher in what's been somewhat of a strange fourth quarter. We just saw the really strange play on the previous kickoff. And now the Pirates leading 53-0, and there was a flag thrown, and the Pirate sideline not happy about the result of the previous flag and airing their grievances, and that draws a flag. So 15 yards against the Pirates. And now in the second half, there's been more penalty yardage assessed on the Pirate coaches than on the Pirate players. They should be allowed to make that point when they go over the film in the second half in this one. 7:15 to go in the ballgame. And Chaffey will go to work at the 35. Low snap.
Almost recovered by number 15, Isaiah Goad.
New quarterback Isaiah Goad on for Chaffey, and he just has to fall on that one. It's a loss. Back to the 29, a loss of 6 makes it 2nd down and 16. We're under 7 minutes to go in this one. Wanted to go over some of the schedule next week. Triple header on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Citrus traveling to Antelope Valley College. And from Mission Viejo, Ventura, the Pirates will be back in action. They'll travel to take on Saddleback. That'll be a marquee, outstanding matchup. And along with that, another fantastic matchup in the SCFA from College of the Canyons, where the Cougars will host Riverside City College. So we've got 4 of the very top teams in the SCFA in action in 2 sensational matchups a week from tonight. Don't miss it. We'll have both those games for you here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. So we'll look forward to that, and one more game for you as well with Citrus and AVC. So another busy night, and we'll look forward to it. Meanwhile, the run well short of first down yardage brings up 4th down, and another punt for Chaffey. And Meneses on again. He has had a busy night for Chaffey, and the Pirates close in on a shutout. And this has been a very, very solid performance from the Pirate defense, especially when you consider that they really hurt themselves in the first half with penalties and really tacked on some yardage and helped the Panthers mount a couple of drives. But outside of that, of the penalties, Chaffey has had an awful lot of difficulty moving the football at all here tonight throughout. 5:26 to go in the game. Step aside briefly. Ventura with the 53-0 lead on the VC Sports Network. Meneses back in punt formation. Snap away. The Pirates going to come after this one. And again, Meneses just gets it away. Good job. Takes a kick out of bounds at the 37. Flags down in the backfield. There was some contact on Meneses. Let's see what the call is here. And the Pirates have been coming after Meneses all night. And they've come close on a couple, but can't quite get there. And the personal foul, roughing the kicker against Ventura. So the 15-yard penalty will be an automatic first down, and for the Panthers, another opportunity as they'll take over at their own 49. And another opportunity. See if they can get on the board against this Pirate defense. that has been stingy. Read option, and Goad running left, and he's brought down after a gain of about 4 yards. Excuse me, that was Angel Ochoa who will get the call.
Gain of 4 yards on the play. It'll be 2nd and 6 from the Ventura 47.
2nd down and 6. Let's see, before we go here, maybe we can get a quick check-in on some of our other games, see if we can update you on the scores. Ochoa with a little trouble on the snap. Edwards there. He'll get credit for the sack, as Ochoa just forced to take a knee and cover up that football back at the 49. The loss of 4 makes it 3rd down and 7.
3 yards on the play. It'll be 3rd and 9.
They're in the 4th quarter. Canyons leading Palomar 42-30 as the Cougars try to remain undefeated. Martin on the carry into Pirate territory down to the 44. That's a run of 7 yards. It'll bring up a 4th down and 3. So the Cougars locked in a tight one, leading it by 12. And Mike Cepeda and company are at Pasadena. See if we can get a score on that one for you. And Pasadena, 30-27 over Citrus. Under a minute to go, and it looks like the Lancers are going to hold on for the win at home. So congratulations to our buddy Tony Barbone over at Pasadena City College, as the Lancers look like they're going to get the win. Lastly, our other game tonight, Saddleback and East Los Angeles College. And they're in the 4th quarter. And Saddleback leading it 30-19 over East Los Angeles College as they look at an injured Pirate player with under 4 minutes to go. East Los Angeles College trailing by 11, but they have the ball inside the Saddleback 30-yard line. So the Huskies trying desperately to make a late comeback, but Saddleback maintains the 11-point lead late in the 4th quarter in that one. So that's a trip around SoCalCollegeSports.com. Update you on a couple of the scores as well from around the 3C2A. And they will help the Pirate player to his feet. And that looked like Robert Malat. And favoring that left leg, but up on his feet, so that is always an encouraging sign. And still 3:53 to go in this one, and Chaffey facing a 4th and 3 from the 44. Santa Monica with a win at Orange Coast. And it's 29-22. And Chaffey going to elect to punt. It's a little surprised got a 4th and 3 from the 44. Would think they would go for it. This one takes a Ventura bounce. And it'll be down to the 31, where Ventura will try to run it out. San Diego Mesa, we saw them just a couple of weeks ago at Long Beach City College, and they are leading it. 8:17 to go in the 4th. Mesa with a 38-28 lead over the Vikings. Mount Sac, a 45-21 lead over Bakersfield. Golden West with a victory over Riverside earlier, a 37-20 win for the Rustlers. So congratulations to Nick Mitchell and the Rustlers. A big win at Riverside. 17-point win. And we'll see the Tigers next week. Another good gain on the left side. Derek West finds a little lane and takes it out near midfield. They'll spot it at the 50. That's a 20-yard run for West. So Derek West gets into the act as the Pirates have run the ball much better as this game has progressed, and they've really started to wear on this Panther defense. And that big offensive line up front. West with a little move at the line. And now ducks forward to the 44. A gain of 6. But the Pirates, I think, really wore down this Panther front 7 as this game went on, and they have started to dominate the line of scrimmage, particularly in the second half. Piled up the rushing yardage as they pulled away in this one. 2.5 to go. Read option, they fake to West. Great job in Walea with some running room on the right side. Finally tripped up at the 33. That's a first down for the Pirates. El Camino bounces back. They lead big at San Bernardino Valley. But that is potentially a big win for the Rustlers at Riverside. And that throws things into a state of flux. Another read option and a big hole for Walea. Inside the 15, down to the 13. That's a 19-yard run. Back-to-back big runs for the Pirates as Walea breaking off chunk gains. We're under 2 minutes to go, and Pirates perhaps looking to punch it in one more time. It's been almost exclusively on the ground in this second half, but that has barely slowed the Pirate onslaught. It looked like Walea might have lost his helmet, so he headed to the sidelines as the clock continues to move. Down to 1:31. And the Pirates will take a timeout with 1:31 to go. You're watching Ventura College football on the VC Sports Network. Special thanks to Art Gilbreth on camera tonight. Antonio Curiel was our director tonight. Tonight's broadcast produced by Mike Spada. Thanks to Steve Mushagian, Rob Hester, here at Ventura College, Rick Raffinelli, and the great game staff here at Ventura at the Sportsplex. We appreciate all their help for our broadcast tonight as well. West, off tackle on the right side, bounces off a tackle. He is going to head in for another Pirate touchdown. So West with a 12-yard touchdown run, and with 1:25 to go, it's one more Pirate touchdown and a 59-0 lead. And you just can't say enough about this Pirate rushing attack in the second half in particular. They have really poured it on, and we have seen Kelly, West, Miles, Valenzuela, Wick, a lot of guys getting into the act, and when you see that many different guys carrying the ball and having success, that means that the guys up front are having a big game. And so that offensive line has really begun to assert themselves in this second half. And unofficially, Pirates with 4 rushing touchdowns, and they are up to 246 yards rushing in the game as a team. And they are getting close to the 600-yard mark for total offense. Maybe they heard me all the way up here when I talked about that they only had 39 points on the board, because they tacked on a quick 21 in the last few minutes of this one. And the Pirates are going to have themselves a big, big win here in Game 4 of their season. They'll move to 4-0. And next week it'll be on to Saddleback. And an interesting playoff picture starts to take shape with the Golden West win. And now Riverside has a loss. Saddleback has a loss. And a couple of big games coming up for the Pirates. They'll go to Saddleback. That's one with playoff implications. They will also, no doubt, have a game of enormous magnitude in the Northern Division and indeed in the SCFA overall when they travel to take on College of the Canyons a little later in the season. And that's going to be a big one. And won't that be fun? And oh, by the way, we'll have that for you here. We'll have that here for you, I should say, on SoCalCollegeSports.com. 1:14 to go, and the Panthers going to come out here and try to finish this one off. They'll keep it on the ground. Maurice Martin able to weave his way forward for a gain of about 8. And, you know, it bears repeating that the Panthers the last couple of weeks were on the negative side in rushing yardage. And, of course, a lot of that boils down to allowing a number of sacks that count against your rushing yards, of course. And that will skew the numbers somewhat. But only 1 sack allowed tonight. And if you're really looking for something as a Panther fan maybe to take away is they've been able to establish at least a little bit more of a running game in this one as they move forward with their 2021 campaign. Another fumble in the backfield. And let's see if the Pirates were able to fall on this one. They did. Sebastian Rios Lara falls on it. More trouble on the exchange for Ochoa. And with 31 seconds to go, the Pirates with one more highlight as they force the turnover. And now one would presume they could come out here in victory formation and run one more play. They're excited over on the Pirate sideline. And, you know, it's just one more play. And for Rios Lara, who doesn't get a lot of time, a big moment, obviously, to come up with a big play and fall on that football. And it's clear as you watch that Pirate sideline that that play has an emotional impact for Ventura. Obviously, it's not something that's going to be particularly telling on the result of the game, but you know it means something to the Pirates over on that sideline. They are hyped up. And indeed, they should feel good off of a strong performance here tonight. It will go down as a 60-0 win for Ventura as they move to 4-0 on the season. Chaffey falls to 0-4. Pirates will be back next week at Saddleback as part of our triple header coverage here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Once again, the final score tonight, Ventura 60, Chaffey 0 here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Thanks so much for joining us. So long, everybody.